Hello, welcome back. Today, in this video, let us understand the concept of global distribution in Cosmos DB. So, in the previous series of videos, you have understood a couple of concept of Azure Cosmos DB. If you have not seen those videos, I recommend you to see those videos in the same playlist in this YouTube channel. And before proceeding, if you are new to this channel and haven't yet subscribed for this channel, please do like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to press bell button for instant notifications. Let's get started. In this video, let us know, what we are discussing, right? So before going to the actual thing, so let us know what actually the agenda of this video, right? So the Cosmos DB global distribution, how are we achieving it? Like practically, what are the things that we need to do so that we can achieve the global distribution in Cosmos DB? So basically, it's a demo. Like we will see in the demo how we can do this, and also we will discuss more about the benefits. So definitely there should be some benefits of using this feature, right? So we will see what is that, and what would be the cost implications. So that also we can see, and we will also see the global distribution with two things, like one is a multi-region reads, and another one is a multi-region writes. So basically we can use it like either of the options, and we will see why we need these options, like why, what is the difference between reads and writes, right? So those kind of things, let us understand in this video in detail. Okay, now I'm in the Azure portal, and inside Azure portal I am into my Azure Cosmos DB account, which is already being created. And if you see in the settings, there is something called as replicate data globally. So once we click this, it will by default show a blue tick mark, right? So this is a blue tick mark for this region, which is the East US, as you can see here. So this is the East US. Like the reason why it is showing is the Cosmos DB is created in this region. So when we are creating the Cosmos DB, we have selected the region called which is the East US. So that's why it is a that all the data will Cosmos DB data will be going and storing in this region now. Suppose you want to replicate this data, right? So across the globe, suppose you want to copy this data or sync this data like across multiple locations in the globe. So why we do that? So there might be a different reasons why we are doing it. So that is the benefit of it. So what is the benefit here is, suppose like you want to, there are two benefits definitely. So one benefit is you want to have a business continuity plan. Suppose now we have only one east data in only one region, right? So if this region fails accidentally, right, or some disaster happens here, and your complete data will be lost. So that is one of the reason. You need to make sure that there is no problem with the business continuity. You should have a plan of a business continuity plan, which is a BCP. So, like in that case, you need this definitely. You need to replicate the data where it'll be more of a backup, right? So you'll be having a backup in another region where it'll be getting synced, and if there is any disaster, you can switch to this location. All your application, we can switch into this location of Cosmos DB, right? So that's the advantage number one. Okay, and the other advantage, which is again a very important advantage, I would say, is suppose your customers, you are storing your data in East US, but you have a lot of customers from, say, Australia. In that case, since these are like globally very far away, right? So, like reading and writing of the data will definitely have the latency. So that's the reason what you need to do is you need to replicate your data in, say, like Australia locations, right? So in that case, since the users are near to this location, all the users are near to this location, they can easily, and the latency will be very less. So they get a very good performance. So the benefit number two is the performance, what we can call, right? Or the latency, reduced latency that you get. So for a user experience will be much better. So as you see, the benefits is two things, as we discussed, right? One is the business continuity plan in case of any disasters, and the second one is giving the much better performance for the end users in terms of when they are reading or writing the data via any application. So that's the whole two intention or the two benefits of replicating data globally, and this is very important and the most important feature of Cosmos DB. Why? And this is one of the reason why Cosmos DB has suddenly taken a boom, and it is started growing too much, and a lot of industries started adopting this. because of this reason, the business continuity plan, it is making ensure, and the data is getting synced to multiple regions, and the user's experience is very good because there is a lot of good performance with a reduced latency. So that's the benefit of it, right? And so there is when you're replicating, right? Suppose I can replicate in suppose if you want to have the benefit number one, which we discussed, right? Like a business continuity plan or a disaster recovery. So in that case, it is always better to choose a paired region. So what is paired region? So you can just Google out and go into this Microsoft documentation where they more talk about the paired region, but I don't go in the detail. But if you see here, every region is always paired to another region. So what, and if you see, it will be mostly in this like a very near geographical location. So China will be like the paired region. If you're talking about India, like West India and South India are like the near. It will be usually the nearest geographical locations. The pairing other paired location region will be there, right? So, and why they are giving paired region is so the connectivity between these two regions will be very fast. Okay, the latency and the connectivity and the data movement, the data sync will be very fast. And so these are like best recommended if you are going for a disaster recovery kind of thing, right? So you can choose the like if your data is stored in the central Canada Central, so you can choose another region as a Canada East, so which it will act as a say your disaster recovery as a or as a backup of the data, right? So in that way, you are actually choosing the nearest geographical location where your data is getting backed up. Okay, if there is any failure here, you can immediately switch to this Canada East, which is a secondary region, I would say. So your application will, I mean, the continue to work in that disaster cases also. So when you want to choose this kind of advantage, like you go for a paid region, right? When you want to take advantage of business continuity or disaster recovery. Otherwise, if you want to have the second advantage that we discussed, right? Like if you want to have a good performance, suppose geographically your customer is accessing the data like mostly from the Australia location. In that case, you cannot choose the paired region because paired regions are like is very far away, right? So then definitely you have to compromise and choose which is the region which is not paired. That is that is okay, still okay. There will be slight delay when syncing up, but that is still like manageable, I would say, because there are different consistency level that will take care of that I mean the latency or the syncing process, right, that we can discuss in next video. But so this is very important, right? Like when we choose the data, I mean the replication of the data in the another region, so that region should be chosen the only because our users or the customers are there in that location and they will get the benefit of the performance. So this is about, so suppose I can add like n number of regions. If you see, right, I can choose n number of regions, but definitely there is a cost implication for this. Now I have chosen like around eight or nine regions. So this will be the 8 time cost of the one Cosmos DB because whenever I'm creating a new region, it will be cost of the same Cosmos DB. If I'm creating one Cosmos DB and it is of $100 per month, say for example, so if I'm creating eight, so it will be $800. So you need to choose very carefully. It is like you should not over choose also because Cosmos DB is very costly in terms of like when we especially when you're replicating, right? Because it goes on multiplying your cost. Okay, so that's the reason you should not always choose a lot of kind of like a locations. You should carefully choose based on your customers location, and if they're facing any latency issues, so then only you have to go for the secondary reasons. Okay, so and you can see whenever I'm selecting, right, like the other regions, the secondary regions, so it comes as a read region. I suppose I'm selecting three regions, so all regions are the read regions. That means your customers will be able to only read. So suppose they are like performing some kind of transactions, so that kind of writes will not happen here. So writes will still happen in the primary region. So these are just a secondary regions where customers, when they are reading the data, like suppose they want to generate a reports, I mean they want to see some reports, or they want to just check their few details available, right? So then only for those reasons, so the latency will be less here. But if they want to write the data, the data, so then they have to, then the data should go to here, and then it will get written, which is a primary location. So that is another option, but there is still a flexibility given. So where you can enable the multi-region writes. So suppose if I'm enabling the multi-region right, that means so all the customers which are in different location, I mean different location, and they are using different these different regions, right? So they now they can do both read and writes if I'm enabling this. Again, there will be a cost implication for that. Okay, so definitely there will be cost implication if you're doing that. And hope you understood it, the concept of multi-region write and multi-region reads. So if you're disabling it, it'll be multi-region reads, and also the general topic of replicating the data in Cosmos DB. So that's why the Cosmos DB is called as a global DB. Okay, so that's the reason of it, and so that is a very important feature of Cosmos DB. And hope this was useful video, and it was very simple, right, to as you can see, it's very simple to enable the multi-region. So you are just it is just a single click, you are making sure that your data is replicated in different global locations. And imagine if you are using on-premise databases. Okay, so then can you imagine like provisioning a new database? It's a hell lot of time consuming, and you need a lot of capex for that. You need a huge investment for that, and you also need a lot of big team to set it up for you. It is both the time and money, so that will actually cause a damage for your business growth. So that's the reason it's very simple that we can make advantage of this just by a click of a mouse, right? So hope this was useful, and thanks for watching.